Let's get straight to the point. Blockchain investigator ZachXBT has launched one of his harshest criticisms yet against XRP and its community. He says XRP holders bring no value to the crypto industry, and their only role is to provide exit liquidity for insiders. He even placed XRP in the same category as Cardano, Pulsechain, and Hedera, saying none of them create meaningful contributions worth backing. Now, let's break this down because this is not just another casual Twitter comment. ZachXBT is a respected on-chain sleuth who has exposed scams, hacks, and bad actors across crypto. So, when he makes these claims, people listen. First, let's look at his main argument. According to Zach, XRP investors, or as he calls them, Ripple holders, do not provide any meaningful impact to the broader ecosystem. Instead, their presence simply benefits Ripple insiders, who allegedly use them as exit liquidity. In his view, XRP is similar to Cardano and others he criticized, chains with weak mechanics, questionable distribution, and limited real adoption. He goes further by attacking the supply distribution. He claims that insiders hold large portions of XRP, creating what he calls bad mechanics. In his words, partnerships are often presented as organic adoption, when in fact they're just paid marketing. He also highlights issues like the loss of early XRPL blocks, the absence of strong analytics tools, and a general lack of transparency. Now, is this fair? Well, let's consider the context. Back in March, Zach argued that one way to measure a chain's legitimacy was to see whether major stablecoin issuers like Circle, Tether, or Paxos were willing to deploy stablecoins on it. At that time, neither Cardano nor XRP had any. This seemed to strengthen his case. But here's the twist. In June, Circle did launch USDC on the XRP ledger. Circle explained that exchanges, businesses, and developers could now integrate USDC on XRPL across financial services. That was a big milestone because it brought a major player onto the network. Yet, despite this development, Zach's stance has not changed. He still insists XRP offers no real contribution to the industry. This is where the story becomes more complicated. Many in the XRP community feel betrayed because Zach has built his reputation as someone who helps fight scams and protect users. For example, in January 2024, he was the first to uncover the $112.5 million hack that drained XRP from Ripple co-founder Chris Larson's wallet. That discovery was widely praised, and it showed Zach's ability to track on-chain crime. But now, instead of helping the XRP community, he openly says he will mock them if they reach out for help. Unsurprisingly, this has sparked strong reactions. Ari, a well-known voice in the XRP community, called it a real shame. She reminded people that Zach had worked closely with Ripple through TRM Labs, which had praised him only recently. For her, it was disappointing to see someone so respected suddenly dismiss the entire community. Meanwhile, Vet, an XRPL DUNL validator, tried to take a more pragmatic view. He pointed out that the XRP community is used to criticism, whether from Bitcoin maximalists, Chainlink supporters, or now Zach. His suggestion was to embrace the scrutiny instead of fighting it. On the other hand, eminent CTO Daniel Keller took a harsher stance, saying the uproar was just more unnecessary XRP drama. In his words, people who neither pay for nor contribute to a service should not complain when someone refuses to continue offering it. He even called the situation peak audacity. But not everyone agreed. Another community member said the backlash was not really about Zach refusing to help, but about him going further and labeling XRP itself as worthless. That's what stings the most for many XRP holders. Not just being ignored, but being told they provide no value at all. So where does this leave us? On one hand, ZachXBT's criticisms highlight real issues: concentration of supply, questionable marketing strategies, and the struggle for true adoption. On the other hand, XRP continues to secure partnerships and developments, like Circle's USDC integration, that suggest the project is far from dead. What this shows us is a deeper divide in crypto. There are people like Zach who see XRP as nothing more than a tool for insiders, and there are communities who see it as a technology with real potential for cross-border payments. The truth probably lies somewhere in between. At the end of the day, Zach's comments have reignited an old debate. Is XRP really a valuable player in the industry, or is it just exit liquidity for Ripple insiders? That question remains unanswered, but one thing is clear: the controversy around XRP is not going away anytime soon.